Episode 236, Tank Slappin Podcast. Got a Pennsylvania boy on the podcast, man. Coming off a big win, dude. Bradon Pfanders. What's good, man?
Not much. How you doing, Cory?
All good, bro. First things first, dude. Congrats on the win. That was really entertaining to watch as a fan. And I don't even know what to say about the win. That was massive. We'll get to that at some point here in the show, but what's good, man? What's new with you? Back home, I see, right?
Yeah, we're back home. Obviously, like you said, fresh off my first win. Just it's we don't have much time here, so it's just back to the grind. Obviously, because we got Sonoya next weekend already. It's crazy. I know we complain about the breaks sometimes, but sometimes when you don't have a break, you're like, man, I need some time. But yeah, just back to the grind. Training just kind of took a day or two to let it soak in. But yeah, just kind of back to the normal routine, getting ready for Sonoya next weekend.
I love that. And you were in Florida most of the winter, right?
Yeah, I stayed down there from about Christmas till about the third week of February. I stayed down there with Mike and Ty Scott. Uh, train down there for a few months to get like my boot camp, I guess you could say, and do a lot of riding, a lot of cycling. Don't really get to ride much flat track actually. I mean, really from Christmas to Daytona, I only rode flat track probably 3 or 4 times. And But yeah, a lot of cross training, moto, trails, supermoto. I actually actually had a little bit of a scare. Yard sailed myself on a supermoto like 2 weeks before Daytona.
Where,
Um,
Bushnell?
yeah,
Let me guess,
caught.
down the bridge?
Yep, caught neutral.
Down the
Yep,
bridge?
yeah,
Did
and
it spit
yep,
you?
torpedoed myself into the tire wall. But
That's the corner. That
yeah,
corner gets a lot of people.
it's getting got a little just feeling spunky. Started backing it in down the bridge on a 450 and getting my knee down, and yeah, just bit me. And I mean, like talking to Ty, he's like, yeah, everybody that's tried that, they've done that exact thing. So I mean, but
I've seen
yeah,
one of his. He had a big one
oh yeah,
a couple years ago.
he's had some big ones there. But yeah, I mean, off season was good. Spend the last, I would say, the last 2 years I've spent a couple months down there, but before that, when I was still like in school, uh, I would spend a couple weeks down there. But yeah, just spend the winter down there, and I'm able to get a lot of riding and training in before the season.
No, I mean, dude, you almost have to be down here at this point. I mean, everybody's down here riding and training for months ahead of the season. You really can't afford to not have that time on the bike. It's funny you mentioned not riding a lot of flat track because people probably they wouldn't believe that probably for like the fans that think like all the flat trackers are down here and we're riding, but we're all riding moto or yeah, like you said, trails, cross training. We don't ride a lot of flat track because to be honest, there's not a lot of great tracks down here to train on. I mean, they're okay, but
Yeah,
it's a lot to go out there and prep the track and it's hot and windy and sunny and the tracks just aren't good. It's just so much easier to go ride moto down here. So it's funny you mentioned that. What's it like training with Tyler? I mean, he's kind of an animal, dude. Like he does a lot of things very well that people don't realize. Like he's a pretty good on a moto bike, supermoto. I mean, he's an animal.
yeah. I mean, training with him is good, and I mean, my dad used to work for Mike when he owned the dealership, and that's kind of turned into a good friendship between me and Ty. But yeah, training with him, it's good. We definitely put a lot of work in, obviously, because his season starts at the Daytona 200, so it's like we're kind of on similar schedules as far as when our seasons are starting up. So as far as that, like we pretty much are on similar programs. Like we cycle together, we ride together, we go to the gym together. Like it's it's good, and we push each other. I think that's the biggest thing. Like training by yourself, yeah, you feel like you're getting a lot out of it, but when you have somebody else to train with and you can push each other, I'm sure it's the same with you with your clan down there. Like they all push each other to that next level, and I think that's what's needed to be at the level we're at.
Yeah.
Obviously, like he's got his people that he's racing against, and I got the people I'm racing against. So it's like we push each other that next level. And I mean, when I was younger, like Ty always had that target on his back from me. Like I was always chasing him, like wanted to be where he's at. And I feel like I'm kind of leveled up with him now when it comes to like the training side of things and stuff. And I mean, he's he definitely puts a lot of work in, but he's probably one of the most naturally talented people I've ever seen ride a motorcycle in my life. Like I I really think he could show up at an AFT national and fight for a win, depending on where it's at, obviously.
Yeah. No, I would agree. Yeah, he's naturally talented and he's just a hammer. Like, dude, he's just a hammer. Like he'll it's kind of crazy too watching him on a road race bike. He's aggressive, but he rides a road race bike a lot more like, I don't know, fluent, I guess is the word. Like he rides both differently. Like ever since I've seen him on flat track, he's just a hammer and he puts 110% in every lap and naturally talented. And I just saw him in Daytona. He's kind of like husky now, dude. He's strong looking. Is he strong in the gym?
Yeah, he's pretty strong in the gym.
He's got a massive freaking handshake.
Yeah,
I
man.
was getting ready to shake his hand. I'm like, oh, go ahead, thunder grip
But
me, dude. I know you're gonna do it.
yeah, like I've talked to a bunch of people and they're like, "Man, Ty tried to like break my hand earlier when he shook my hand." It's like
Dominance, man.
real firm,
Yeah.
asserting dominance.
Yeah, no, I mean you see people in politics, dude. It's all about who grabs the hand harder and
Yeah,
you kind of cup the other hand. It's a dominance thing. So that's cool, man. It's cool you guys, like you said, got some training in. For me, I used to push the kids, like I used to push them. And now that I'm getting older and I don't really race anymore, they kind of push me like to stay in shape. It's like I used to like whoop their asses, and now it gets harder every year. It's kind of the circle of life a little bit, but well, that's cool. So you were in Florida. You said till February. So did you go back to Pennsylvania before Bike Week before you came back down?
yeah. I came back home because I had so much stuff, and I mean, we raced out of a sprinter, so it's like down in Florida, I had one flat track bike, I had a moto bike, I had my pit bike, I had like two or three bicycles, so I kind of had to come home and swap stuff out my flat track back to Daytona Bike Week. And I mean, this year, with Gap not racing down this year, it was a little bit more a chill week. But yeah, I did come home and we kind of swapped stuff out. We had to finish a bike, like the bike that I won the national on. It didn't have a motor in it the week before I won that race. Like it was still a frame. We it Everybody knows the last minute hustle to get everything ready for Daytona. So it was like
Yeah.
I had to come home and kind of swap everything around and then go back down for Daytona.
Yeah, I don't miss the pre-Daytona grind. I mean, I remember one year, like the first year we built our Harleys when I was turning like expert. My dad and grandpa they built like an entire Harley in like a day and a half. Like 2, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Just the grind to go down there it's just unlike anything else you do the rest of the year. Everything else I feel like the rest of the year kind of gets more chill. It's like, all right, well, we didn't get this done, but everything's fine. Daytona, it's the first race of the year. You want to look good. You want to have everything ready. And it's funny too, because you go down there and it's Daytona short track. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's an epic event to kick off the year, but it's kind of a crapshoot, man. And it's kind of a little bit how your season opener went as well. I mean, you went from I, you took a provisional. I don't remember exactly. Did you hit the ground the first day?
No, I did. I fell and I had a crash in
I
qualifying.
saw that one.
They sent us out and the track was like a mud hole. It was
That
super
could have been
wet.
pretty bad. It was right by the
Yeah.
wall. Yeah.
And I mean, I qualified. I was on second row. I mean, I'm not I don't peg myself as a qualifier at all, which hurts me sometimes because I was like on Thursday night I was stuck on the outside second row in my heat race and somebody went down in front of me in the first corner of my heat race and I went wide. Um, got my way back up to ninth, I think. And then I was on the second row in the LCQ. I was running third, and then Landon Smith crashed in front of me, and I went like all the way up to the air fence, and I was close, like, but I ran out of laps and had to burn the provisional, which is like the last thing you want to do at the first round of the season, especially in my situation where I feel like we can be a championship contender guy, and to use my provisional at the first round, it's like, man. But then, yeah, I mean, Daytona crapshoot. Like, I know people that have not made the show one night and won the second night, so
Yeah.
it's like you said,
Would
crapshoot.
you end up then eighth or?
Eighth, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that's to take a provisional and then at least work yourself back into the top 10. It sucks when you take a provisional and, you only manage like, I don't know, like a 15th or 16th. Like you feel like you wasted. I remember a couple years for Shayna, like she wouldn't make Daytona and everybody's like, take a provisional. Like, and she'd be like, no, because I'm probably gonna only get, beat one or two guys if I take it. If I have a mechanical at a mile where I know I can win or podium, she would kind of save her provisionals. But in your like situation, like trying to run and compete for championships, yeah, you gotta take that. So it's good you had that, and then to come back the next day. And to be honest, bro, I don't even know what place you were in before the red flag. Like I don't remember what place you were in. I just know so much happened after the red flag. And then you had Jordan Bolak just stall. I think he stalled the bike, and that bottled everybody up. And then all of a sudden, I see you in the lead, and it's kind of like a very Bradon Pfanders-ish thing to happen. Like just somehow find your way. Because, dude, I'll be honest. The first day I saw you in practice, you were struggling a little bit. Like, and I actually I'll talk to you a little bit about the Yamaha switch, but I feel like on a track like Daytona, when it's slick like that, the Yamaha isn't as good as the steel frame bikes. Like it's got some things that aren't as good. And I'm like, and that's what I saw that first day. I'm like, man, it would like go to the locks and then it would kind of like start to like high side you on the exit of the corners. You had a couple moments where
yeah,
you like the guy ahead of you would, the wheels would stay in line and he'd exit the corner and yours would kind of pivot and start to, that's like the worst feeling when the wheels don't follow one another and it just kind of
yeah.
starts tilting you off to the
Starts
right.
going to the high side. Yeah,
Yeah, and
that's
I saw that. I'm like, bro, he's struggling. And then the provisional thing. And if it would have been like, I don't know, like a 1 in 1,000 odds, like after seeing the first day that you'd win the second day, and I got faith in you as a rider, but I don't know if I would have took the bet. And to come out and win on prep, maybe I don't know if it's your worst track, but it's not like your best track, dude. That's awesome. Like second in points, like you got to be happy with that.
yeah, man. I mean, I didn't expect to win at Daytona at all. If anything, I honestly thought if anywhere, I'd get my first one at Sonoya. Just because I love tracks like that. I mean, obviously from Pennsylvania, like that's like all we have around here is those car tracks and stuff. And but yeah, I mean, like as far as Friday in Daytona, like I was like a little bit off in qualifying. Like we were struggling to, like obviously the track had that groove in qualifying, and we were like chasing the bike for that. And then we went out for the heat race, and the bike was like out to lunch, and we were struggling in the heat race. And then I think I started like 10th, so I was like stuck back on the third row, and Wellesley's like, man, just make something happen. And I mean, we were running sixth. I was right behind uh, Santero and Tadman when the red flag came out. Uh,
Okay.
so I was sixth at the red flag. And then we went over the line, and I was right on the groove. So I'm like, this is either going to be really, really good, or I'm just going to sit here and spin and smoke the tire off on the line. And the groove was actually real hooked up there. Like at that point of the straightaway, the slickness kind of went away,
Yeah.
and I actually pulled the front wheel, and I'm like, well, there goes that. But it got it back down and was able to get by a couple guys, and then carnage ensued in the first
Did you
corner.
go around them in the turn and when they stalled the bike, were you on the outside or inside?
I was on the bottom. Like I got my way back to the bottom by then.
So were you the first one to clear them? Like once everybody checked up, did you just dive to the bottom? I have to go back and watch it, dude.
Yeah, I was. I mean, because I went around Tadman like right off the line, and then I kind of went to the bottom to protect that so he couldn't jump back under me. Um, and then I followed Santero through 1 and 2 because he came off turn 2 in the lead.
That's right. Yeah.
Because I know, like, Bolak stalled and then Eisenhart went with him, and then Tom went around them, and we just kind of snuck around the bottom, and Santero was out front, and then I came out behind him. So yeah, I went under that whole mess.
Dude, that's like the best feeling when I mean, to to win a race where you most likely you probably would have got six, right? Before the red flag. Like it was
Yeah,
how much there wasn't that much time left. I mean,
no,
that's
there was like 2 minutes left, maybe. Like if I could have pulled something out, I could have top fived, like maybe got fourth, but fourth might have been a little bit of a long. I think I was right behind Tadman when the red came out, and there was a little bit of a gap to Santero,
yeah.
and it was possible, but if it would have happened, that was a rare shot. Like a top five definitely could have happened, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's just
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, it's cool to win your first one at Daytona too. I mean, I- like a win's a win, I think, at the pro level. I mean, there were some wins that I had that it was a little bit cooler. Like winning Lima for me was so cool, and um, that's about it. The other ones all felt the same. Well, I won Daytona one year, which people didn't think I was a really good short tracker for a while, and I won Daytona, and so it's cool to like win certain venues, but dude, a win's a win. Like I'll fucking win it. I'll win it. I'll take a win anywhere. Like but no, I mean Daytona though, that's special. I mean that's a cool first win, man. That's yeah, congrats on that. I wanted to make sure I came over to you after the race and give you some knuckles because I've been watching you race for dude a really long time. This is we talked about it a little bit before we came on air, but this is your third year kinda, but it's really your second year because the whole first year you were injured. And I
yeah.
talk about it on the podcast a couple times, but dude, you guys were going to all the races, like setting up a canopy when you were injured. Like you were traveling, going to all these events. As a rookie, I'm sure that was tough, man. Just so excited to finally turn pro. And then you get injured. And then you miss that whole year. And then you come back your first year. And then it was last year, right? And then you get
Yeah.
injured. You get injured at Sonoy, which you very well could have won that race. Yeah, you get injured there. And then you come back, then you get injured again.
No, I mean I had a like uh that whole thing. Like we'll get into that a little bit. Like the whole thing at Sonoya with Gautier. Like I had a pretty bad concussion from that, and then I had a few bad races after that. I just my head wasn't in it at all. Like, and I've talked about it a little bit since then. Like, honestly, if I would have skipped the California swing last year, I probably would have went to Lima and been better than I was. Um, but like, it wasn't really till like DuQuoin when I had that good run at DuQuoin that I kind of figured some things out and I started running back up front again. Like
Yeah.
those two California races and Lima, like California, I shouldn't have even been there. Like my head was not in it. I was not ready to be racing at that point. And then Lima, like we just fought. Like I felt like I was riding good at Lima, but we were just fighting. Like I broke both my bikes at Lima. Like it wasn't that wasn't a great weekend. So it was like once we hit DuQuoin, and I had that good run at DuQuoin where I was like right up front in that lead pack, like
Yeah.
that kind of lifted everything back up, and that really the rest of the season, other than Peoria, I struggled, but like everything else, like we were pretty much right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you guys have been going to these amateur races all over the country since you were on 50s, man. That's a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of miles in you guys drove a van or a truck or trailer, but a lot of miles just traveling and embracing the grind. And it was cool to see, like watching you guys go to these races as a fan of the sport. It's cool to see. I appreciate hard work, so it's cool to see hard work pay off, and it was cool to see just how much it meant to your family and how much it meant to you winning the race. Like I love that kind of passion. I think I think it's needed. Like it shows how much you want it and how bad you know how your journey, I guess I'm gonna say, like the journey it took for you to get there and all the injuries and to see your family and your mom excited and giving your sister a ride. Like that's cool, man. Like that passion is you can't teach that passion. Now sometimes, like myself included, sometimes you got to dial it back, which we both have had our moments where you got to dial that passion back. But I'd rather see passion all day than like not really caring. The fact that you were that excited to win your fucking first race, bro, that's so cool. And I think that's not really talked about enough is your passion and how hard your families work to get to this point.
Yeah, that's like I feel like that definitely gets overlooked. Like really when it comes to the amateur side of things, like everybody looks at the rider like, oh, they're gonna get somewhere, like they're fast, they can do something with this. But I feel like it gets overlooked how much work the parents put in and the families. Like my mom and dad did have done so much for me, like since I was a little kid, like going to the races, and even my grandparents. Like my grandparents go to like pretty much all the nationals. Like they drive to like all the nationals, and like they they did so much for me when I was younger. Like, and they're the reason I'm at where I'm at today. Like, it's just the nothing beats the whole family dynamic at the races. Like,
Yeah.
it's they they risked a lot. I mean, we like just the amount of money spent over the years to go to the amateur races. Like, I mean, like with crews now, like going to amateur nationals, like racing a couple different classes. Like, I know that like my last couple years of nationals, like it was four class, like it was over a
So
thousand dollars.
much.
It was over $1,000 in entry fees for the week. Like that's not easy on any family. So it's I feel like that definitely gets overlooked how much the parents actually have to put in to get everybody at the pro level where they're at.
Well, and the sacrifices too. You mentioned your grandparents, which is that's so cool that they come. My grandparents, they always came to the races as well. They don't come to as many anymore, but they always came to the races as well. So to have that family support and your mom and your dad, we lost our dad when we were kind of just starting our pro journey. But the fact that you have your parents, your sister, your family, that gives you like a sense of home, like at the track, and that's pretty special. But yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, it's been a crazy journey for you. I guess I wanted to kind of, I think I'm bouncing around a little bit here, but I wanted to ask you about, we talked about it a little bit earlier in the show, but the switch to the Yamaha was, I thought was kind of crazy, to be honest. Like, I didn't expect that because you guys have always been on KTMs. I actually see a KTM. Was that in your background
Yeah,
there? So
yeah.
covered up with it. No, you've always been a KTM kid. I think even back to 85s, 250s, 450s, you've always been KTM. It's hard to make that switch to a different brand, especially going from a steel frame bike to an aluminum chassis. Like that's a big switch, dude. So talk about what went into that. You did mention, I think I talked to you this off season. You had something that you were working on, and I thought maybe you were going to go twins racing, to be honest. And then you announced the Yamaha thing with Wayne Sodi and their team. Talk about what went into that decision, and if you could follow up that with the biggest difference between the Yamaha and the KTM.
Yeah, so like you said, I've been on KTM's for a long time. Like I had KTM 50s, like 85, 250, 450. I mean, I raced Cali's for 65s, but I mean, other than that, like it's been KTM my whole career, and like making the switch to the Yamaha, like we we had that deal like kind of floating out there, and we were kind of like, man, with the position we were at, how we ended last year, like I feel like we ended last year at a good spot, and we we kind of knew what we wanted to change with the KTM's coming into this season, and we feel like we were going to be in a good spot with the KTM, and yeah, obviously Tommy Hannum last year, he was like my main supporter for the season. He opened a new store, and he couldn't do it this year, so we had the Yamaha deal sitting there, and it was like really it was all I had. And we're like, well, we got to do something to go racing. Like, so we jumped on that, and stuff kind of came in. Like, I mean, we kind of said yes to that deal, and I mean, within a couple weeks, we had bikes and stuff, and like that deal, we didn't like commit to this until like I would say the end of November. It was after Thanksgiving, and then obviously we had a bike like ready to race for Winter Throwdown, and it was like so. But really, the biggest thing, like it's definitely we're still learning. Like the bikes are definitely completely different. Like really, the biggest thing is just the Yamaha. It doesn't flex as much as the KTM with the aluminum frame. Like, and I mean, like what you were saying earlier about Thursday during qualifying, like that was the first that bike was ever rode. Like it was brand new. So that frame had no time on it. So it was like, it was even stiffer because
Oh yeah.
it
Yeah.
wasn't like broken in or anything. Um, but that's really the biggest thing. And really that was the biggest comfort thing that we're trying to figure out. Like, and we kind of have figured out a little bit is just getting the thing to flex a little bit. Because obviously you don't, at least I didn't realize how much the KTM's actually flex until I rode the Yamaha. Like I remember the first time I rode that Yamaha was at Callahan that we went and rode Callahan before Winter Throwdown, and the thing was like it felt like a 2x4 was getting shoved up my ass. Like it was crazy stiff, and I'm like, man, this thing is like completely different. Like it was just
Probably had you worried for a second. Damn,
yeah,
what am I
like
doing?
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, like it definitely like it was definitely a learning curve at the beginning, like a big learning curve at the beginning, but I feel like now we're at a pretty good spot. Like I'm feeling pretty comfortable on the bike. So
Yeah.
I feel like I mean I've always had a pretty good talent of adapting to everything, like new things pretty quick. Like I can hop on a bike I've never ridden before and take a couple laps and feel comfortable and ride it pretty fast. So like I could I could hop on my KTM and go fast. Like I can hop on my Yamaha, go fast. I mean, I could hop on a framer and go fast. Like it's like just take a couple laps and get a feel for everything, and
Yeah.
I adapt super quickly. So I feel like that's been a big thing in getting used to this new motorcycle.
Yeah. Yeah, I think probably Daytona would probably be one of the worst tracks for that. I mean, for the bike. So I think if you did well there, it should be good at tracks like Sonoy and Chico and all these car tracks. We got a lot of car tracks this year. So yeah, and you talked about I actually think it's cool that you're trying to make racing your job. I mean, ultimately, like you mentioned, your parents have done a lot for you up to this point. But I think everybody's goal and every parent's goal is you want to be a racer. Like this, you want this to be your job. So at some point, you have to start riding for teams. There's a comfortness with riding for your parents and having your dad work on the bikes. And at some point, though, it's like as you get older, it's like, all right, like I gotta try to get a paycheck. I gotta try to get paid. I gotta try to get contingency. And you riding for your parents and then taking this deal, I think is a good first step to making racing your career. And in flat track, it's so hard to. There's not a lot of teams out there, right? And you've probably been overlooked by some of the teams, I think. And it's cool that these guys took a chance on you and here you are riding for a team. It's kind of nice too, like showing up and not having to put all the weight of the program on your shoulders or your parents' shoulders, right? I mean, that's got to be a big because last year you were probably doing way more on the equipment than you have to this year.
Yeah, I mean last year it was like everything here, everything at the races, like it was all just me and my dad. But I mean like even this year like my dad is still doing all the work on the Yamahas here, like at home. And we're taking all our stuff everywhere. But once we get to the races, I have Wellesley. He's my guy at the races, and my dad's actually working with Declan on the Twins. He's his
Yeah.
mechanic on the Twins this year. So but yeah, I mean, it's definitely like different. Having a different guy at the races, like working with somebody else, it's fresh. Like the whole thing's fresh. And I
Yeah.
kind of like when this whole deal came about, and we were kind of like, all right, we're gonna do it. It was like maybe it's a fresh start. Like maybe it's what we need. And one of the things I looked at too was like, well, Tom's doing this on this motorcycle, so I don't really see why I can't on that motorcycle. Like, what's
It's a
gonna
great
keep
mentality to have. Yeah.
what's gonna keep me from getting to that level on this motorcycle? So
Yep.
I feel like we're still doing quite a bit of work, but I feel like it's not at the level that it was, say, last year where we did the whole season on our own.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Ryan Wells getting his first win as a mechanic, dude. That's pretty cool. How's that been? How's been working with Wellesley?
Yeah, it's been good. It's like he's got that. Obviously, as a former racer, like he knows what I'm talking about and he understands the lingo. And he has a pretty good understanding about what changes do what to the motorcycle. And Daytona specifically, I mean, he's a past winner down there, so it's. I actually brought it up. I said you're probably one of the first guys to win Daytona as a rider and a mechanic.
That's true.
So
Yeah, that is
so it's
crazy. Fucking Ryan Wells in the history books, man.
yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, working with Wells, he's good. It's super laid back. And it's fun. I think that's the biggest thing is we make it fun and joke around about things here and there like during the day. And yeah, it's good so far. I feel like we're gonna be a dangerous duo for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got Sonoy coming up, which is a really good racetrack for you. Like I said last year, I think you probably had I mean, you had a really good shot to win it. You might have won that race, man. I thought going into the after watching the heat races, I was like, dude, I think he's gonna win. Like, you looked really good there, and I remember what was it like 2023? I raced with you guys in the
Yep.
amateur class, and I remember I was rolling pretty good. I remember looking back in the main, the last main, and you were not far behind me. I was like, shit, dude. Like that was close. That was actually a pretty stacked amateur race too. I remember it was you, it was Walker, Renshaw. There's a lot of kids in that race, dude. That was
Yeah, that was
stacked. You had a
yeah that was
stacked you had a stacked error, and then you throw out you had a stacked amateur group of kids, and you throw in a retired CTex. Like that was a dicey amateur race.
yeah yeah like that race specifically like the that whole event that year that Rob put it on, like it was a lot of kids came down and like the just a lot of the fast amateur kids, like kids that you go up against to win at amateur nationals, they were at that race.
Yeah.
So it was like it was stacked, like and and then throw CTex in the mix and just spoils the party.
Dude, I
But
remember people were giving me shit about winning the amateur class. I'm like, dude, you wouldn't have won that class. Like those kids are fast as shit. Like I was excited I won. I wasn't ashamed. I'm like, bro, I just beat all these kids. You wait 2 more years, they're gonna be all winning pro races. Yeah, it was hard. I remember Joe Kopp, I raced him in 30 plus, and I smoked Joe. Smoked him. And then you guys were all over me all day. And I remember the heat race, you were in my heat race, and I like passed you or whatever on the start, and you squared me back up and got back by me, and it was fun. I had a blast. Like that was cool that I got to ride that track. That's probably one of my favorite tracks. Like that track's fun. I'm excited to go back there and yeah, next weekend. That's gonna be good.
yeah, that track is really good. It's always prepped pretty good too. And yeah, it's I love that place. It's probably if not my favorite track on the schedule.
Yeah.
Um, just I love the tracks with the good amount of banking where you can just roll through the corners.
Yeah.
And yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, I want to race it. I was like contemplating maybe doing the singles class, but I think that's off the table. I think Amber shut it down. She's like, there's no way you're doing the singles class. So maybe I'll just resort to the 30 plus class and whoop Robbie Bobby's ass a little bit. It's not the same feeling beating Rob. Like that's like bullying some kid in school, like at recess. So, but I just want to ride. The track's just so much fun. I just want to be out there on a bike.
Yeah, I think something too that race in I think that was 23 that made it fun was like everybody in the amateur class was riding pro bikes. That was before they
Yeah.
introduced that rule where you couldn't do that anymore, and everybody was on pro bikes to like set them up for
Test.
things the
Yeah.
next day, and I think that made it fun too.
That's right. I
Fact
forgot
that
that. That's the only reason I rode because I was helping first impressions
yeah,
and I rode the bike that James Ott got second on. That was a stock bike with a pipe too. Like bone stock and had a pipe. And I was like a little skeptical. I'm like, man, this thing's not going to be good. And then I did good on it. And then the next day, James, I think he got second or third, dude. Like I was, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, no, that's a good track. Who was, I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyway, just because you're a District 6 kid, but who was your favorite racer growing up? Like who was your guy? And I'm looking at your room, dude. I love that. Like I love all the amateur national like number one plates and I don't know what plate that is. That's the 88A. Is that off your 50 maybe?
the one on the wall, that's the one off my first 450. That
Okay.
the plate I rode my first uh 450 race with, and then the plate up on the uh shelf there, that's off my 250 framer.
Okay. Yeah,
Um
250 framer.
and but yeah.
Your favorite, who was your favorite?
Oh, okay. So yeah, I forgot what the question was. But yeah, I mean, growing up when I was younger, obviously when I first started racing, I was number 88 from Ron Wood.
That's who I
Actually,
figured. John Ron is your favorite
but
racer.
like I was actually it when I first started riding, I wanted to be number 10. Um
Johnny.
yeah, cuz my
Yep.
my dad worked with Lewis when he rode out at Scott's.
Yep.
And then when I was younger, like it may not seem like it now, but when I was a kid, like I would not ride my 50 without training wheels. And my dad like knew I looked up to Ron, and he called Ron and said, "Hey, you got to come over here. I need my kid to ride this thing without training wheels." And Ron came over, and within like 15 minutes, I was riding the thing around the yard, like ripping around the yard. And that's where 88 came from. And I really feel like my riding style kind of resembles both of them. Like I drop my elbow like crazy, like drop my head, elbow, like coming out of the corners. Like I use
Yeah.
quite a bit of body English, like both of them do.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's probably either of them too. Like Johnny growing up, and then Ron too. That's where the 88 came from.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like not, don't take this the wrong way, but I don't think you have, and I'm the same way, but I don't think the riding style is like the prettiest, but you just want to go fast. Like that's kind of there's people that ride a motorcycle and it's like aesthetically it's pretty. Like it's fun to watch, like Dalton Gautier and Mikey Rod. I think I just talked about this on the podcast, but even like the amateur kid you battled with growing up, Renshaw, he always had aesthetically it looked cool. And you're like a mini hammer, like a mini Tyler Scott, just ramming, jamming, don't matter, don't care what you look like, just I want to get to the front. And I always kind of admired that about you is like you just want to win, like that passion. You're, dude, coaching Evan growing up, you were a tough fucking person to coach against because he didn't have, not knocking him now, but he didn't have the grit. Like he was super talented and like we're racing this kid that wants to win at any cost. And it's just, you guys were opposites. Like, he had the style and a lot, so much talent, and you're talented, of course, but dude, you were just very motivated and very confident, and that's hard to beat. Like it's a tough person to beat when you have that.
Yeah, that whole thing with Evan and the rivalry through the amateur ranks, we can get into that down the line, but um, like yeah, as far as like their riding styles and stuff, there's definitely people that look better on a motorcycle than I do. Like, I mean, like one person that comes to mind that you could just watch ride all day is Jake Johnson.
Yeah.
Like he was probably one of the smoothest people you could ever watch ride a motorcycle, and you could just sit there and watch him for hours. And him and Kenny Coolbeth too, like just their styles. They always looked so smooth and in control. Where, and then you look at like Johnny, or Ron,
Halbert, Schnabel.
or me now, just like completely out of whack, just off the bike, hanging off it weird ways. Like,
I'm gonna call you Braden Schnabel.
but we make it work because we're just like pushing that hard that we can make that hanging off aggressive riding style work.
Yeah. No, that's yeah, I had some good references there, and you talk about Evan a little bit, but like I think iron sharpens iron. Like I think it was you guys hated each other growing up, but I think it was so good for your for both of you to have a rival. Like I don't know if you ever seen the movie Rush with the IndyCar movie with James
Nah, I've
Hunt,
never.
and you never saw Rush?
No.
What's
I'll,
who's
but
Thor? The guy that plays Thor. What's his name? Chris Hemsworth, is that his name?
I don't know.
You got to watch Rush. It's an old F1 movie, and it's about two guys that hate each other. And at the end of the movie, Nicky Lauda and James Hunt. Watch that movie, bro. It's amazing. But he's like, man, he's like, all these years I hated that guy. I hated him. And he's like, I'm blessed to have such a rivalry because it made you better. Like, you guys wanted to beat each other so bad. Now, when you got to the pro ranks, or, like both successful riders to an extent just because of those battles growing up. And I think that was always good. So talk about those battles a little bit. And maybe I don't know what your relationship is like with him now, but yeah, talk about that through the years because that was big. Like there were some big races there.
Yeah, man, we were we were at each other for a lot of years, like pretty much from 85s up. I mean, from like 65s, I like I don't want this to sound wrong, but I feel like on 65s I was on like a different level compared to everybody, and as far as the district stuff goes. But when we moved up to 85s, obviously with Evan being a taller kid, I think once we moved up to 85s, he like found something and he got fast quick, and we started going at each other like at district races, and we were traveling. Like even when we would travel to the same races, and like had some run-ins through our amateur career. And I mean, like you said, like it's no secret we did not like each other like as amateurs. Like it was I want to beat that guy. Like that was like you go to the races and it's like I want to beat him. And like that's all that's on your mind because you know that
If you beat him, you're probably gonna win.
yeah, like
Vice
I mean,
versa, yeah.
and it was kind of always crazy how like we were fighting tooth and nail at the district stuff, and then we would go to amateur nationals and we would be doing the same thing
And
like
you would
at
smoke, you would smoke everybody. Like
yeah,
your
like
guys' Horizon Award year, you guys were you hate each other so much that third place was so far behind because you guys are just every year you'd level up together.
yeah, and like that Horizon Award year, like that whole Horizon Award year, like I was not myself at nationals. I mean, like a lot of people know by now that my dad got sick that year, and has some health issues. So like my dad was walking around with a walker at amateur nationals that year. Like I like I was not at my best that year, and we still like put up a fight, and me and Evan had some good battles that year. But like I feel like from 85s on, like you said, iron sharpens iron. Like we were leveling each other up. Like you go to the same track 2 weekends in a row, and I might win one weekend, and he could win the next weekend. Like you never know. We were that close, and
Yeah.
we made each other so much faster over the years. It was crazy. Like you said, like going to amateur nationals, like the levels above everybody that we were just because of how we grew up racing each other, like just leveling each other up so much. And I mean, now that we're in the pro ranks, like I feel at least that, I mean, me and Evan are cool, like go up, shake each other's hand, have a conversation, like a legit cool conversation. And I feel like all those years of like being at each other is like, it's not as intense now. I mean, like
Yeah.
Obviously, with him being in another class now, it could be different. Um, but yeah, I mean, I feel that me and Evan are cool now. Like we'll fist bump, shake hands, whatever, have a conversation with each other, and I feel like it's kind of come around full circle in a way.
No, that's cool. I mean, I think it's good to, I've said it before on here multiple times, but it's cool to respect the people you're racing with, like respect your peers. You may not have to like them. I never liked some of the guys I raced with. But like respect definitely. And you never know, man. Me and Colby, we're really good friends now. I hire him to work my races, and I hated Colby like when we were younger. And I joke around all the time. He's 10 years younger than me, and I didn't know Colby was that much younger than me. I'm like, oh, that checks out. That's why I didn't like you, because I was like a new dad in my 30s, and you're 20 years old. Like, yeah, you were annoying as fuck. Like that's why we didn't get along. So, but yeah, full circle. Then you end up yeah, being cool with each other. And it makes like life at the track so much more fun when you don't have when you can walk by people and say hi and talk and yeah, just mending those relationships. It makes it so much more enjoyable. I mean, at the end of the day, you still want to win and I'm the same way. Like, dude, I show up. I remember the one year at the 1v1, I had Trent like in my bracket and he's trying to talk to me on stage and I'm just like, dude, I ain't talking to you. Like, fuck you right now. Like, I'll talk to you when we're done. And he was trying to talk to me and I was ignoring him. And then out on the starting line, I looked over and I said, good luck, kid. You're gonna need it. And I don't know if he heard me or whatever. He looked over, but I was trying to like get in his head a little
Yeah,
bit. And then at the end of the day, like Trent's my guy. I love him. But when you're out there, you want to win. Like I didn't work that hard to get beat like by anybody. I don't care if it's Shayna or my kid. Like I want to go out and whoop their asses. So I love that mindset. That's what you need to have. And then some guys don't have that. Like some guys are too soft. Like they're too emotional. It's like, dude, it's fine to be like that on the track. And when you come off, whatever, dude. Like we're cool. But that mentality, it's what builds champions. Like Jared Meese, dude. You think he cared? No, he didn't care. He just wanted to win. So.
yeah. Like I try my absolute hardest to show respect to all my competitors. Like I definitely try not to hold grudges like against anybody. There's definitely the people that I want to beat, but I race people with a ton of respect. Like I feel like I'm not super like I'm not gonna go in from 8 bike lengths back and just not let off and just clean out the whole field. Like
Yeah.
it's like I try to ride everybody with respect. Like if I have to ride you a little bit aggressive, like I will, but I'm not gonna like come in and clean your clock. And I try to show everybody respect off the racetrack as well. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big thing too, as far as like mindset wise, like not holding grudges with anybody, because if you start holding grudges with somebody, then that starts into that back and forth at each other thing.
Well, you need allies too out there. I mean, I kind of see it with Deegan a little bit, man. Like I like Deegan. I think he's entertaining, but I think when he's coming up through lappers, they're not going to give him room because he probably pissed them off or he doesn't like them. So yeah, I mean, it makes it easier when you're coming through the pack if people like you a little bit too. I mean, yeah, they just give you more room, they're more respectful, and I always made sure, like in production twins, I was always nice to the guys in the back because if I lap them, I want them to give me room. Like Shelby Miller, I always like make fun of
Yeah,
Shelby on the podcast. I'm joking, but yeah, no, I think it's good to have allies a little bit as well out there. It's just when you get in a championship scenario and you need your friends out there to kind of give you some room, it's never a bad thing. So. Uh, I wanted to touch upon this too. I don't know if I've ever talked to you about it, but you're a wrestler. You wrestled growing up, Saucon Valley, which is kind of close to where I grew up. I went to Springford, and wrestling is really big in my part of the state. And I didn't know you were a wrestler, dude, until like I heard it. And then you went to Saucon Valley, which there's some really good kids from that. There's a kid this year, I think did he get, he's
yeah. I
he
got
second or third at
sec-
states?
second at state. We had a kid get
Chunko, is
second.
that his last
Yeah,
name?
Carter Chunko. I
Yeah.
was actually really good friends with him growing up.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's actually the one that got me into wrestling, but we'll get into that. But he got second, and then Max Santoro, which is the head coach from Lehigh University wrestling
Hmm.
team. That's his kid. He got sixth.
Oh wow, okay.
Um,
Did Chunko lose? Was it Bassett? Did he lose to Bassett, the younger
I don't
Bassett?
know. I didn't look at who he lost to, but if I if I can think, like, it might have been the same kid because he got second last year too.
Oh, okay.
It might have been the same kid
I
if
mean,
I can remember right. But
you grew up in a school that's really, I mean, Saucon Valley is a good wrestling school.
yeah, like it's kind of a funny story. I was in second grade, and it was like I was good friends with Carter, and he's like, "You gotta come wrestle." Like for a couple years, he's like, "You gotta come wrestle," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll think about it." My dad wrestled when he was in high school, and it like it's kind of funny. Like I started wrestling because I lost a game of rock paper scissors in second grade.
That's
Like
funny.
it's I lost a game of rock paper scissors to Carter at lunch one day in second grade, and I started wrestling, and I wrestled from second grade till like through my freshman year of high school before I went, and then I went cyber school my sophomore year. But yeah, just wrestling it might not seem like it, but it overlays into the racing side of things so much. Like
A ton.
the amount of grit you have to have as a wrestler. It's good when you need to pull that grit out as a racer. Um, there's definitely the things that I hated as a wrestler, like cutting weight. No one likes to cut weight. Um, but yeah, like going to Saucon Valley, like yeah, you look at like schools in our area, like Southern Lehigh right down the road. They won states in football this year. Like you have your football schools, you have your basketball schools, blah blah blah. Saucon is a wrestling school. Like our wrestling team is really good. Um, I mean our other sports are good too, but I would say if you had to pick a sport that our school is, it's wrestling. Like
Yeah.
our wrestling team's always been pretty good. And like sending kids to good colleges like for wrestling, like
Yeah.
it was definitely a good thing for me. I feel like translating it over to racing now, I still I still see the wrestler side of me come out sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. No, I'd love for Cruz to be a wrestler. I took him to jiu-jitsu once or twice and he hated it. He didn't want to do it. So I'm like, all right, bro, well, then you're gonna I have him running now. I was like, oh, then you're gonna run. Like the days that you should be training, you're gonna be a runner. So he's been running. But no, wrestling's my favorite sport to watch. College wrestling is the nationals are this weekend. So I'm gonna be glued. Like I love it, man. It's just like my favorite sport to watch and Penn State and yeah, it's kind of cool. Dale Jones actually, he's got season tickets to Iowa wrestling, so he goes to all the Iowa matches. And half their team a couple years ago was PA kids, Spencer Lee, Kemmer, all the kids, DeSano, like they're all from PA. So yeah, I'm a big wrestling fan. So I thought that was cool that you did wrestling. It's hard to find time like when you're racing to do other sports, man. Like if you want to be good and dedicated to racing, you don't really have time to do other things. So, did you do anything else? Was it just kind of
when I
wrestling?
when I was well, obviously I wrestled, and when I was a little bit younger, till like about like middle school ish, I played football. But like
Mm,
at that time, like when I was getting ready to go into middle school, I was still pretty small. So I'm like,
same.
yeah, we're gonna back off on that for a little bit.
Yeah.
And like once you get into middle school, they're expecting more commitment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and at that point, like you get into like sixth grade, like at that age, if you want to make it as a racer, like you're starting to travel a lot more, like,
Yeah.
and you're riding a lot, like you just the whole racing side of things just ramps up to another level, like around
Yeah.
that age, I would say. So that's kind of that put an end to that, and I still wrestled. Like that was my off season thing,
Wrestling.
like wrestling. So
Yeah.
like, and I would lose weight like wrestling, and it's just good training. Like the amount of work you put in the room is insane. And I would go to Daytona and I'd be in really good shape. Like I'd be ready for Daytona because I'm like fresh off wrestling season,
Yeah.
and like pretty slim. Like you could tell sometimes when I had to cut a lot of weight at Daytona.
What did
Like,
you wrestle? Like, what was your weight?
um, I think I think my freshman year, because I was on varsity freshman year, and
106? Were you the lightweight?
no, I was like 127.
Okay.
Um, and I mean now
That's
like
not that small. I mean, that's small, but it's
yeah, I mean
yeah.
the biggest thing then at that point, I mean I'm a little heavier than that now, but like at that point I was pretty muscular, and it was hard to drop a bunch of weight. Like at that time, like I didn't have a bunch more weight to lose.
No,
Like
it's hard. But do wrestlers figure it out? Like I hear, no offense to like people that are trying to lose weight, but I'll like, I don't know, like I'll hear a conversation with like a fatterish person. I'm trying not to be a dick, but fuck it. And they'll be like, yeah, I lost 5 pounds in 2 months. I'm like, bro, like you can lose 5 pounds in an hour.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that, because my brother was a really good wrestler. I don't know if you knew that, but he's like 2 time or 3 time state qualifier, AAA. Like my brother was good. He won War at the Shore and Wildwood one year, outstanding wrestler. He wrestled with Austin DeSanto a lot. Like they were training partners in Exeter. And anyway, I'd see him lose weight in like an hour, like 5 pounds. And I'm just like, it's like a 250 pound guy. And I lost 5 pounds in 2 months. I'm like, bro, guys lose 5 pounds in like an
yeah.
hour.
Like I know I know one year, like one for example, it was my freshman year, and it was like I was in Florida after Christmas to ride, and it was uh it was actually when was it? It was after I came back from being down there, because we used to come home on New Year's, and that was when Winter Throwdown was like the first weekend of January,
Hmm.
and I came home and I was 6 pounds overweight on a Monday, and I had to be at weight on Wednesday, and I
And you're skinny. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's
like
hard to lose weight when you're
like
skinny, dude.
like I lost 6 pounds in 2 days, like didn't eat anything, and then like lost all that weight, barely made the cut on weight, all to go out and just get a forfeit. And then the next morning, the next morning, I flew out for Winter Throwdown. Like it was like
Oh my
crazy.
gosh. I
Like
would have been heated. When you guys weigh in high school, I forget, but when you weigh in, you have an hour to eat something then, right? Like you can eat something.
yeah, I mean we have to. The thing with high school is we have to weigh in and what we're gonna wrestle in. So like we have to weigh in with our singlet on and stuff like that. Like technically, according to the rules, you're supposed to weigh in with your underwear on too, but kids definitely take their underwear off because
Yeah.
that's a point too that you can
Yeah.
eliminate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you have to weigh in with your singlet on. Um, and I mean you have the choice whether to weigh in with your socks on or off. I always did it off because I was always pretty close.
But you
Um,
can eat
but
like afterward, right?
yeah,
Like you can eat something.
afterwards you have like an hour 15 or so to eat afterwards.
But you'll
Because the
probably
way
gain 2 or 3 pounds back just eating anything.
yeah,
Drinking water.
that's like the way it works up our way, like we'll be weighing in as the middle school meet is happening. So like middle
Mhm.
school wrestles their meet, and then we wrestle ours. So like
Yeah.
while theirs is happening, we weigh in.
And
Um,
just shove whatever food you can
oh yeah,
find in you because you're drained, dude, at that point. Yeah. No, it's cool that you have that background. Like I said, I love wrestling. It's so good for kids, man. It teaches a lot of discipline. What are your I've a couple more, one or two more questions here, but what are your plans moving forward, man? Like you got this deal right now, riding the singles, the Yamaha. It's no surprise they have a twins team, so it's cool that there's not many teams out there that have a singles and a twins program. There might only be two or three teams. So what's the long-term plan? Like, do you want to stay in the singles for a couple years? Do you want to jump up and ride a twin? I would ask you about the adventure trackers, but those got shelved. I just saw, at least for a few races here. But what are your plans for let's say the next 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, so obviously this year gonna run the singles for the rest of the year. I feel like this year will be like my year, I'd say, to go for it, like go for it, put everything we got into it. As far as going for the championship, and I feel like we can. And hopefully get a few more wins and have a good year. And I'd like to ride twins next year. Like that's what I'd like to do. And hopefully a good thing this year transpires into a twins ride next year. Like that'd be perfect scenario for me. Like that was kind of always my plan, I would say. Like when I did turn pro, like do 2 full years in singles and then move up to twins. I feel like, in my opinion, like I feel like the twins get overlooked now. Like a lot of kids stay in singles for a long time, and it's like they don't want to move up to twins. But like at the same time, like I listened to that podcast that Rispoli did with Cody, and he was making money in the singles where like he probably wouldn't have made as much if really close to it on a twin. Like
Yeah.
it was, I feel like it comes down to that for some people, but I feel like back in the day, like 10, 15 years ago, like people wouldn't even ride the singles class. Like they would go,
Yeah, I mean, it was different. Like, I don't think there was as many bonuses and stuff now. Like, you keep winning these races, you're gonna love these bonuses, dude. I mean, Yamaha bonus. You wear Arai helmets too, right?
yep,
You get a little bit of money from Arai. You get your bonus, your money from AFT. I'm sure you have a couple things in place. So I get that. It's cool though that you're a little bit of an old school. Like you grew up at the races. Your dad was a mechanic, and you see the value in moving up to a twin. So I think that mindset is good. Um, yeah, the goal is to race the top class. I always coach my kids like, hey, you want to make a career as a racer, whatever that means, you got to do it. But setting your goals and letting the community know that you want to be a twins rider, you want to race the premier class, I think that's important too. I think saying this on this podcast lets these teams know, hey, this kid wants to ride a twin, like let's look at him. And no, it's good.
yeah, and something similar to that, like talking to Ty, like the reason he's still racing super sport is because he's making more money racing super sport than he would racing a super bike.
Yeah.
Like he's at that position where he would love to ride a super bike, but he's in the position where he's in a good spot on super sport, like making making pretty decent money racing super sport, like more than he would on a super bike. So, but yeah, it's I like that's at least growing up, like it was always where I wanted to be. Like I wanted to be in that class, like and like you look at it sometimes too, like even last year for sure, like there's there was people in the singles class that turned pro before I raced was racing 50s.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, it's crazy. That's kind of why I wanted to try to race. I mean, not that I would win Sonoy, but I kind of wanted to race a single because I think if I did win, if it's a big if, but I think I'd be the oldest winner. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. I know Wiles, he won a race when he was old-ish. I don't know what he was at. I'm trying to think. But yeah, I mean, dude, yeah, it is crazy. Yeah, no, but I like it a little bit because it's cool to like see the old guys. I mean, I never thought I'd race you guys at like Sonoy. Like, bro, I mean, that's crazy. Like, I raced like Rich King and Chris Carr, and then I raced Bradon Pfanders and Walker Porter. It's like a full circle kind of moment. Racing different age groups. It's cool. Like one day you'll race Cruz. Like I told somebody the other day, I was like, hey, in like 8 years you'll race Cruz. Like if he keeps racing flat track, they're like, wow, that is crazy. Like that doesn't even seem real. I'm like, dude, I know. Like when I turned pro, Cameron Smith and Brandon Price were on 50s.
Yeah.
When I was a pro, and it's like it's crazy. It's a fun journey, dude. Like you'll look back in 5, 6 years, and you'll be racing kids now that, yeah, you watch them on 50s. It's just it is crazy.
Yeah, and like looking at it now, like in the position I'm in, like I've raced people that I've never thought I would get to race against. Like
Probably Ron. Have you raced
growing
Ron?
up, I have raced Ron.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like I've
Probably
raced
whooped his
Ron,
ass.
like I've raced Ron, like even like when I was a kid, like I never thought I would get to race like Briar Bauman, or like I've gotten to race with Jared Mees. Like I've gotten to race with a bunch of the top guys, like guys that have won championships, and like that's cool. Like 4-year-old me would be stoked right now if I told him that I got to race with those guys. Like it would, like it's cool. Like, and to know that I'm at that level to where I can like race with those guys, like,
Yeah.
and that's why I feel like sometimes I get like I get excited when I beat those guys. Like
Yeah.
it, like, because when I was a little kid, like all I wanted to do was race against them. And like last year, for example, like gotta give him a little bit of crap, but like Barack fast qualified 1v1 and I knocked him out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and it was like that was cool for me.
Yeah, that's
Like,
big. No, it's cool that you see that and you like that. I mean, and some guys get mad about it, like they don't like the changing of the guard a little bit, but for me, I think it's cool, man. Like I think, like I said, when I rode Sonoy and I beat you guys as young amateurs, people were giving me shit, and I'm like, dude, I'm like proud of that accomplishment. I'm 35 years old. I don't race anymore, and I just beat the fastest amateur guys I think maybe twice. Like I think I won both races. Like dude, I beat him. Like that's a good accomplishment. Like I was pumped. And then I remember I think Square Deal maybe I got second and you won and I was like, bro, he whooped my ass. Like I'm not mad about it. It's like he's a great rider. These young kids, they're racing as a vet rider, racing younger like your guys is dude. It's tough to beat you guys because I always say like you guys you'll go crazy to win. You don't even know what the fucking payout is. Like you'll just it don't matter. You'll race for a pack of Skittles, I always say, and try to win. And it's hard to like have to dumb down my mindset to try to beat young kids, man. So when I go out there and I race an open amateur class or I race a young kid and I beat you guys, it's more of an accomplishment, I think, than beating somebody my own age that's has a long list of accomplishments. So I think it's cool.
yeah, and that's like, and on the other side of that spectrum, like the pro guys and stuff, like I would say it's a little different for like me or Renshaw because we grew up racing there, but like these pro guys come to Square Deal and they expect to do good, and then Estelle whoops their ass.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
like,
Yeah, it's true.
the dude's like 55 years old and
Yeah.
he's ripping, like getting faster, like the older he gets.
Yeah.
It's
Nah,
crazy.
it's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's all mental. It's all mental. You're as good as you as long as you want to do it. Like you'll be competitive and yeah, it's I've said it a few times in this podcast, but it's been a fun journey. It's been a fun journey watching you through the ranks, seeing where you're at now, and then finally seeing that first win. I knew it was coming. I thought you were gonna get it last year, but I don't even know. Like, I think we did a preview pod, or maybe we talked about last year, but I think we said who's going to be the next first time winner. And I think, I want to say me and Scotty Taylor both picked you as the next first time winner. And here we are. We don't look stupid. You know, that was, thanks for making that, my predictions true. And I think you're going to be a contender the rest of the year, man. Last thing I guess I'll ask you is obviously Tom and Chase, they're very, very good. They have very good programs. And multiple times in this podcast, you've said you feel like you can run for a championship. So, um, what is it going to take to beat somebody like Tom Drain and his team? I mean, it's going to be tough, and I love that you feel you can do it because that's step one. I think most of these kids don't think they can. So, what do you think it's going to take to not just beat Tom, but to win a championship at this level? Where do you think you need to be all year?
Yeah, it's like I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. Like my training program's pretty good, I feel. So just kind of got to keep up on that. And don't let things go to my head too much. And the one thing I've like really wanted to work on this year, especially that I had a little bit of trouble with last year, was just my consistency. Like last year, for example, like I have my best race of the year at Sturgis TT, and then I go get 14th at Peoria. Like it's like stuff like that can't happen. And the thing too, like you talk about Tom and Chase, like I have to be there when they're butting heads like on the racetrack and they're like knocking each other down or whatever, like causing drama for each other, to be able to slide in there, like make sure I'm in that position all the time. And like really the biggest thing I feel in the singles to be a contender is consistency, because we're all so young that consistency isn't our
Strong point.
it's
Yeah.
definitely not our strong points. So like if you can be consistent in the singles class, like if a bad race, like if a bad race could be my eighth from the back, like that's that's good. Like,
Yeah.
and if a bad race, like if I can take a bad race and get fifth, like from a decent starting spot, like take a fifth on a bad day, like I like that'd be good. I feel
Yeah.
for like, and just take advantage of, like really the biggest thing that I've worked on this year, because obviously last year I crashed quite a bit, and like this year I just kind of work on this off season, just kind of like the mentality, just kind of take what the night gives you, like that like me and Wellesley talked about it on Thursday night after the race, after I used my provisional. Like I didn't make any like crazy aggressive passes. Like I didn't really force the issue on anything. I just kind of let all the passes come to me and almost have the passes make themselves for me. Like the riders in front making mistakes or whatever. Um, just kind of picked my way through one by one by one. And I mean, that was probably the proudest eighth place I'll ever get. Like coming from the back, just kind of like knowing that I didn't push too hard and end up on the ground trying to
Yeah.
work my way forward at a rapid pace.
Yeah.
Uh, took my time and got me up that far.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a good some good insight. Yeah, I mean, being fast is only one part of the equation, dude. I mean, this is all a game. Like racing's a game. I miss the games. Like I miss finding ways to win when I wasn't fast, and I just miss some of the racecraft stuff. Going fast is a very small part of being successful in this sport. I mean, you gotta get good starts. You gotta have that mental side. You gotta be physical. You gotta. There's so much to it, and that's one thing. You talking about that and running for championships. I do miss like finding ways to just stay up front and just get it done. And I think you have a similar mindset that should keep you up there. So. Yeah, no, this was cool, man. It's been like I said, it's cool to finally get you on the podcast. I feel you deserve it. I'm really hard on getting people on here. I don't just let people, especially singles riders, do. Like you gotta really do something. Like I remember Trent, like I waited 2 years for I let him come on, and then people are like, you gotta get Bodie on. I'm like, nah, he hasn't done shit yet. He's not even a pro. Like he hasn't. Like you gotta really do something to come on. And I felt like I bumped you up ahead of a couple other people. I was like, I gotta get Braden on. He fucking won. So, um, yeah, it's cool to get you on, dude. Congrats on your win, and it'll be fun to watch. Hopefully, you can mix it up with those guys. I think you can. The last couple of years it was Tom and Chase, Tom and Chase, Tom and Cody, and I think you can shuffle in there and mix it up. So, thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Like it's been fun looking to keep the momentum rolling. Just try to pick up where we left off.
Yeah, we'll keep digging, dude. We'll see you in less than a week, and appreciate you taking the time to come on.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, later, buddy.